Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Shineability Show. If you have not been here before, my name is Robin Carberry. I'm a business coach. I help Gen X women start, build, and scale successful online businesses. So I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs in things like offer strategy, funnel development, launching, and more. But what I truly love is helping Gen X service-based experts grow their businesses like the grown-ass women they are. So I do not normally wear Mickey ears. That is because I am coming to you from the Grand Floridian Resort in Disney World in Florida, where I am attending the Digital Insiders Mastermind event. So I am recording this because tomorrow we will be running around the parks doing magical things, and I will not be able to go live. But I did want to catch you up on some takeaways that I already have from this mastermind. And we just literally started yesterday, and I already have takeaways that I want to share with you. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, something that I really knew but has been reinforced for me in multiple conversations that I've had with people already this week. And that's that saying no is not the same thing as quitting. So a number of us have had conversations about all of the things that we are doing in our business, because we feel like we're supposed to, and less because they feel aligned with what it is that we actually want to do and accomplish. A number of people I've talked to about different offers they have to build out their value letter, and they're not really even sure why they have those offers and why they're even out there. And as a rule, they're probably not even promoting them because they just don't really make sense for their business. So just because you decide to say no to something, maybe it's something you were doing, maybe it's something you have been doing, maybe it's even something that was making money for you, but it doesn't feel aligned. To stop doing that does not mean that you're quitting. It simply means you're saying no to something that doesn't make sense for you. So the second takeaway is that sometimes just listening can be a really good thing. So we just came back from the Magic Kingdom on the monorail with several people that I had lunch with. And 3 of them were standing on one side of the monorail having a conversation. 3 of them were on the other side and sitting down having a conversation. And I was just sort of standing in the middle, just listening. I didn't feel like I had to participate in the conversation. I was learning about them. I was learning about their businesses just by simply sitting there and being quiet. It's amazing the things that you can pick up by simply standing there and being quiet. You don't always have to converse to contribute. But, and this is my third takeaway, is that having conversations with people is invaluable. So you can, if you're at an event like this, it can be overwhelming. There's so many people, so many really smart, intelligent, successful people. And it can be a little bit intimidating to say, oh, well, what do I have to offer to them? And why would they even want to talk to me? And taking yourself out of yourself to have those conversations. Like this morning, for instance, I went to have coffee. The place I went to have coffee was not open yet. Thought it was open at 6. It was not. So I went and just sat down in the lobby on the couch. And somebody in the mastermind who I had not spoken to in about 2 years, just because COVID and no in-person events and all this sort of things, he just came over and sat down next to me, and we spent about 45 minutes talking. And it was just amazing. And I probably would not have approached him just in the big conference room that we're all hanging out in, or we don't really have any dinner scheduled together or anything. So it was just this really quiet sort of magical moment. He was actually going to go on a run with somebody else, and that person ghosted him for the run. And he was like, oh, maybe God had a different plan this morning. I was like, wow, that's really a lovely way to think about it. So have those conversations, seek out those conversations. Again, you just don't know what you might learn about the other person, or how you might help the other person, or how that person might help you. So that leads me to my next takeaway, which is based on a presentation that Gregory Bartero did for the group yesterday about not shutting out the negative voices in your head. So there is some mindset advice out there that is about sort of squishing out or forcing away those negative voices that come up for all of us, by like just completely replacing those thoughts with positive thoughts, or like, using mantras or affirmations to like drown out that negative voice. And Greg's point was interesting, and this is something that I've sort of seen and discovered for myself, is that by pushing that voice into a corner, by pushing it into a closet and shutting the door, by not paying attention to actually what's going on there and thinking about what's going on there, you put yourself in a position where when things go south on you, go wrong, when things are challenging, that voice is going to pop up again. And if you hadn't done anything to sort of process or listen to or hear that part of you, and all parts of you are good when it comes to that, even if it's something that sounds negative, like if you haven't spent the time to really figure out what is happening and where that voice is coming from and why, then you're really no further along. Like stuffing that voice in a closet didn't do anything to help you. So that was like a really powerful presentation and a really powerful thing for all of us to talk about and think about after the fact. And my last takeaway, back to the fact that I have Mickey ears on my head for many years, they're pretty badass, is don't forget to be a kid. Like, it's okay to, and it's so interesting because there's many people here who are parents who did not bring their children with them, and they are experiencing the parks like children. Like, we went on roller coaster rides and we screamed and giggled, and we're just sort of running around, like not worrying about our businesses for 5 minutes and just taking the time to really just laugh and find joy in each other and in this place. And you don't have to be at the most magical place on earth to be able to do this, right? Like, you can find childlike joy in play, in hopscotch, in, whatever it is that floats your boat. Like, just take a few minutes each day if you can and spend some time being a kid. So that is it for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you live next Wednesday. Bye.